So hi guys, my name is Siddhant and welcome back to a new video. And in this video, we are going to discuss everything about entrepreneurship, everything about starting a startup, everything about developing an idea. So there are a lot of components, right? Before starting a startup, right from the ideation phase to MVP, to validation, to funding, to revenue, to pricing strategy and all of this, right? And therefore in this video, we are going to discuss everything from ideation until funding. So in this video, I'm going to tell you all the tips, tricks, nuisances, small things, secrets that you should know about those components related to your business or idea, right? And understanding each and every component is very important before starting to develop an idea. Now we all know that कोई भी आइडिया डेवलप करने के लिए द बेस्ट टूल इज बिजनेस मॉडल कैनवास, राइट? लेकिन मैंने सोचा कि बिजनेस मॉडल कैनवास के ऊपर वीडियो बनाने से पहले आई शुड मेक अ वीडियो इन विच आई एक्सप्लेन ऑल द कंपोनेंट्स एंड इन विच आई टेल यू हाउ टू गो अबाउट थिंकिंग अबाउट डेवलपिंग एन आइडिया और थिंकिंग अबाउट स्टार्टिंग अ स्टार्टअप. तो ये वीडियो काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है और ये शायद से थोड़ा लंबा हो जाए, 15-20 मिनट का हो जाए. सो इफ़ यू डोंट हैव टाइम देन यू कैन जस्ट लाइक द वीडियो और यू कैन सेव इट इन द वॉच लेटर एंड यू कैन कम बैक वेन एवर यू हैव टाइम, टेक अ नोटबुक by your side, have a pen and write down some of the important things that I'm going to tell you in this video. तो ये वीडियो एक जनरल ब्रीफ ओवरव्यू के ऊपर होने वाला है, स्टार्टअप्स के बारे में, बिजनेस के बारे में, आइडिया डेवलपमेंट के बारे में, और बिजनेस अगर आपको स्टार्ट करना है तो कैसे सोचा जाता है उसके बारे में. तो ये वीडियो ज़रूर ध्यान से देखना. एंड इफ़ यू आर न्यू टू दिस वीडियो देन डू लाइक द वीडियो, सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल, डोंट फॉरगेट टू हिट द बेल आइकन टू रिसीव द लेटेस्ट नोटिफिकेशंस ऑफ माय वीडियोस ऑन टाइम. So hi guys, let's start with the video. So in this video, whatever tricks or tips or whatever explanations I'm going to give you regarding the components of forming a startup, it is not specific to any category or any industry, right? So everything that I'm going to tell you in this video is applicable to each and every industry out there, for each and every form of business. You're a tech business, you're a consumer product based business, you're an offline business, online business, any kind of business, you can use these tips and these strategies to start your startup, to develop your idea, right? So moving on to the first point, we all know that for starting a startup, what we need is an idea. तो अगर आपको कोई भी बिजनेस या स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट करना है, आपके पास एक सबसे पहले एक अच्छी आइडिया होनी चाहिए. और अगर आपको पता करना है कि अच्छी आइडिया कैसे सोचते हैं, अच्छी आइडिया कैसे ढूंढते हैं, तो आई हैव मेड अ वीडियो प्रीवियसली ऑन हाउ टू गेट न्यू बिजनेस आइडियाज़ इन 2021. तो आप वो वीडियो भी जाके देख सकते हो, ऊपर आई बटन पे क्लिक भी आप कर सकते हैं. सो द फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज थिंकिंग अबाउट आइडिया. बट नाउ हियर वी शुड रिमेंबर फ्यू थिंग्स दैट वी शुड टेक इन टू कंसिडरेशन वाइल थिंकिंग अबाउट आइडिया, राइट? सो द फर्स्ट थिंग is that the market should be big enough. अब यहाँ पे काफ़ी सारे लोग ये गलती करते हैं कि एक काफ़ी नीश सा छोटा सा एक मार्केट पकड़ लेते हैं, और अगर आप उसके अंदर मार्केट लीडर बन भी गए तो भी आपकी कंपनी काफ़ी छोटी रह जाएगी. तो अगर आपको एज वी से इफ़ यू वांट टू बिल्ड अ यूनिकॉर्न, अ डेकाकॉर्न, तो आपको एक बहुत बड़ी नीड सॉल्व करनी पड़ेगी, एक ऐसा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा विच हैज़ अ बिग इनफ मार्केट आउट देयर, राइट? सो द फर्स्ट थिंग इज सी वेदर योर आइडिया हैज़ अ बिग इनफ मार्केट, इट इज़ सॉल्विंग अ प्रॉब्लम दैट हैज़ बिग इनफ customers, right? Now the second point is that you should be passionate about solving. I've seen many people who just go about solving the problems just for sake of becoming an entrepreneur, right? But that is not the right way to go about starting a startup or forming a business. The first thing that you need to take into consideration is that are you passionate enough about that problem that you're solving, and are you expert in that field, or at least are you willing to learn more about that field? So the second thing is that you should be passionate about the problem that you're solving. Now the third point is that is it feasible? Can you start it right now with whatever funds you have, with whatever skills or expertise you have, with whatever support you have from your family or friends? Can you start it right now? Now एक ट्रैप होता है सबसे बड़ा कि लोग ना एक काफ़ी कॉम्प्लेक्स आइडिया सोचते हैं, जैसे कि I'll do something in AI, I'll do something in quantum computing, एंड ऐसी सारी बड़ी बड़ी चीज़ों के बारे में बात करते करते ना वो स्टार्ट नहीं कर पाते. सो द फर्स्ट थिंग यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड is that business feasible for you to start right now? You can start with a small niche thing and then you can gradually expand, iterate, reiterate and grow your business into other industries as well. And the last point that I want to tell you is that build a futuristic business. So by futuristic business मैं ये नहीं कहना चाहता कि आप कोई रॉकेट बनाए और सीधा मार्स पे चले जाए इलॉन मस्क की तरह. I mean build a futuristic business in terms of changing consumer behavior. तो आप not necessarily टेक बिजनेस ही आपको स्टार्ट करना है, आप फ्यूचरिस्टिक मतलब आप कोई भी बिजनेस स्टार्ट कर सकते हो एज लॉन्ग एज इट इज़ रेलिवेंट एंड इट स्टेज रेलिवेंट फॉर 15-20 years based upon changing consumer behavior. So it can be a product based business, it can be a services based business, it can be a tech or software based business, as long as it is futuristic and as long as, and you know that the need for this will not die probably within the first year or 2 years, right? Now, all those things you need to take into consideration while thinking of an idea and while coming up with a great idea. Now, the second point after coming up with a great idea, what is important is validation, verification of that idea. Now, validation and verification is the most important step. Most ambitious entrepreneurs think that whatever idea they have is great enough to build a unicorn. But unless and until आप वो validation, verification नहीं करते, please don't invest into creating a product, because once you create the product, you have invested a lot of time and money, and then if you understand that there's no need for that product, you will be in deep trouble. So the second step after ideation is verification, validation. Now in today's world, it is very easy to validate and verify your idea. You don't need to go out there and talk to people face to face, right? You can run Facebook ad campaigns, social media ad campaigns, and all of those things, right? So it is very easy to find out whether there is a demand for what you have created. You can create online surveys and you can just promote it through Facebook ads, Google ads, social media ads, and get as many as responses possible, right? Gather consumer feedback, ask for feedback, ask for people to join maybe a newsletter, ask them for their email, ask them for their contact number, ask them for their personal details, and see whether people are interested in joining your movement, in giving you the details, and are they showing interest in what you have proposed. Having said that, along with getting online data, it is also very important to gather face-to-face or personalized data. Here you can go to your friends or families, or you can go to random people on the street or people who stay nearby you. You can just go to them, you can ask them questions regarding your business, right? So don't directly ask that I have this product, will you buy it? No, ऐसे कभी नहीं पूछना है. Don't ask questions that lead them to giving an answer. Ask random questions related to their needs, related to the problem that you're solving, related to the solution that might help them. तो ऐसे questions पूछिए जिससे आपको एक unbiased data मिलेगा, एक unbiased answer मिलेगा. And the most important thing that many people fail to ask at the end of the interview or at the end of asking questions is, would you pay for this product? And if you would, how much would you pay? बिकॉज एट द एंड ऑफ द डे एवरीथिंग बॉइल्स डाउन टू क्या आप इस चीज़ के लिए पैसा दोगे. और अगर सामने वाला बोल रहा है कि मैं इस चीज़ के लिए पैसा नहीं दूंगा, काफ़ी अच्छी है लेकिन मैं पैसा नहीं दूंगा, सो इट डज नॉट मेक एनी बिजनेस, राइट? सो इट इज़ एन हॉबी बट इट इज़ नॉट अ बिजनेस. एंड द लास्ट पॉइंट इन द वैलिडेशन फेज इज दैट find 100 people who love your product instead of finding 1,000 or 10,000 who just like your product, because those 100 people who love your product will definitely adopt that product and then they will spread it through word of mouth. So don't find 1,000 who just like it. They may like it, they may see it, and then they may forget it, but they may never recommend it because they don't love it, right? So find 100 people who love the product instead of 1,000 people who just like that product. Now ideation is done, verification is done, you know that you have got the right idea, you have found your niche. Now on to the third, that is minimum viable product and making a prototype. Now a working prototype is very important if you're looking to raise funds, right? So if you're looking to raise funds initially, you should have a working prototype and you should have few hundred customers as well who are using that prototype. You should be able to prove to the investors that the prototype I've built is working and people are using that prototype which is in beta phase. So if you're planning to start an online business, don't directly go for building an app because that takes a lot of time and investment. But you can start with a basic website, right? You can build a great website using WordPress. You can build any kind of website. And if you are interested in developing an app, then first create a wireframe, first create a prototype, get an investment, and then get a developer. I would prefer if you yourself have a co-founder who is a tech developer, right? So that helps very much. But for rest of the products and service based businesses, you can just start it at home, right? If you are planning to start a jewelry business or a clothing business or a food product based business, get the required licenses and start making them at your home, right? And then you can start selling them on your website as well. So start first selling them within your group, within your connections, and then you can do the SEO, you can do the social media marketing. Once your sales take off, then you can find the right manufacturer, the packaging partner, and all of those things. So create the prototype or minimum viable product without putting in large investment, because that is just a beta product. Your first product is never your final product. You will have to reiterate it several times. You may have to pivot it. So don't invest much, just make a working prototype and see whether it is working or not. Now, once you have the product ready, the fourth point that we are going to discuss today comes the pricing. Now, pricing is very important, and it is very important to strike the right balance between having great profit margins and keeping it competitive, right? Keeping it affordable for your customers. So you need to strike that right balance when it comes to pricing. Now, when it comes to pricing, it is very important to understand which type of market are you going to cater to. So are you making a premium product that is just 0.1%, the uber rich or the rich class, or are you making a product for the masses, right? About for 90-95% of the world, 90-95% of the country as well. So you need to understand that thing, and then you need to price your product as per that target customer market. Now, there's one important thing that you need to take into consideration, that is, before deciding your selling price, before deciding your price at which you would sell the product, it is very important to consider each and everything, right from the overheads, right from the rent installments, whatever installments you're paying, whatever costs or expenses you have, the salaries, each and everything you need to consider before deciding your selling price, because that selling price should cover not only the product price but the expenses, but also the profit margin. Now, there's one big mistake that many startups do in the beginning in order to expand their business or grow their business very quickly, is heavy discounting, selling the products at a much lower profit margin, right? And this is very dangerous. You need to have your unit economics positive, you need to have a healthy balance sheet, and you need to think that whether you are making enough money to scale your business or not. Scaling the business without great profit margins is suicide, right? So if you want to lead your business toward bankruptcy, or if you want to kill your business, then go for huge scale without great profit margins. But if you want to make your business sustainable, then don't depend on heavy discounting. Depend on building a great product for which the consumers would be willing to pay whatever price you're asking for. So that is very important. And one more thing about pricing is that it can't be taught, right? You need to understand it. You need to figure it out yourself after you get into the market. Human psychology plays a very important role in pricing the products. So you need to read more about human psychology. You need to learn more about your target customers. You need to learn more about the decision making power in the households, right? So you need to understand who your potential buyer is, and you need to understand his or her psychology to understand to crack the pricing strategy. If you want to know more about product pricing, then I have already made a video on how to price a product, great pricing strategies. So if you want to learn about that, you can click on the I button, or you can go onto my channel and you can check out how to price a product. Now, after pricing comes revenue, right? So revenue is very important. Now, each and every business, along with the idea, the value proposition, should have a great revenue model, because at the end of the day, you are starting a business, you are running a business. For investors to get interested, you should have a great revenue model. So revenue model plays a very important role. As I've already said, make a revenue model that has unit economics positive. Unit economics positive is very important for sustainability of your business. Now, I know that many tech businesses may lose money in their earlier years, and still they get a huge amount of funding, because what they're building is a great platform. What they are doing is that they are building a network effect. However, what they have in mind, what they have planned is their break-even time. When will they get break even? When will they start making profits? So if you are planning to lose money in the initial years, that's totally fine, but you need to justify why you're losing money, and you need to have a plan that when will you break even and when will you start making profits. Now, a great way for businesses to get great profit margins and earn higher revenue is going D2C, right? Eliminate the middlemen go directly to the consumers. Now we are seeing a lot of brands emerge from India like Mama Earth and so many brands, right, in each and every industry who are D2C brands who go directly to the consumer via online, their own e-commerce website. You go into the retail, you have to fight for the shelf, you have to pay for the shelf, you have to pay the retailer, you have to sell at the wholesale price. All your profit margin goes waste in those things. So if you want to earn a high profit margin, build your digital platform very well, do digital marketing, digital promotion, build a brand on the internet, and drive traffic towards your own website so that you can sell directly to the consumers and earn a higher profit margin. Very important. Now the last point for today, the most important point that I know that many entrepreneurs and startup founders are looking towards, that is raising funds. Fundraising, it is very hot topic right now in India when we have seen 16 unicorns built in past 6 months. Companies are raising millions and millions of dollars. In fact, some are raising billions of dollars and getting huge valuations. But you need to understand whether your business needs it or not. Don't raise money if you don't need it. Some of the businesses, product and service based businesses, can be bootstrapped, can be self-sustainable in the beginning. So if you're a tech-based business and if you need a huge amount of money for building tech, you can go for fundraising. However, if you can do it bootstrapped, if you can get money from your friends and family, put in your own money, get a little bit of money in the form of debt, loan, line of credit, right? Because if you have confidence in your idea, then go and get a loan, right? And repay the loan. If you have the confidence in your business that you are going to make money, then take a loan and repay the loan. The bank will give you more money next time if you repay that loan on time. But don't go for fundraising unnecessarily. You will end up diluting a huge chunk of your company just when you are getting started. I've seen many founders diluting about 50, 60, 70, 80% and then left with just 10%, 15%, 5% minority stakeholders. And that is the point where the startup founders start losing the interest in their business because they no more have the power to make the decisions. Everything is in the hands of stakeholders. So that is very important. Get funding only if necessary, or bootstrap is the best way to start a business. Now, a great example of that is Zerodha. Zerodha is a multi-billion-dollar company, but it is bootstrapped. So you can build large tech companies as well, being bootstrapped, and convert them into large billion-dollar companies. Be frugal, but not a miser. Now, being frugal is very important. Now, keep in check what amount you are spending, where, why you are spending, and is it needed to spend. But don't be a miser. सिर्फ अपने पास पैसा रख के पैसे की वैल्यू नहीं होती. पैसे की वैल्यू तब होती है जब वो मार्केट में रोटेट होता है. If you just have the money in your wallet or in your cupboard, it is just a piece of paper. The value comes when you get something in exchange of money. So don't be a miser, but be frugal with how you spend your funds in your bootstrapping days, in the initial days of your business. So that's it for today, guys. I hope I have made you understood some of the most important components of any business. And मेरी यही कोशिश थी कि मैं आपको काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें ओपनली बताऊँ और काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें जो कोई टिप्स ट्रिक्स या सीक्रेट्स नहीं है लेकिन कॉमन सेंस की चीज़ें. तो अगर आपको इसमें से कुछ जानकारी मिली है, अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद आया तो ज़रूर लाइक करिए. इफ़ यू लाइक द वीडियो देन डू हिट द लाइक बटन, कमेंट, शेयर द वीडियो, सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल if you haven't done it yet. Do hit the bell icon to receive the latest notifications of my videos on time. So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Take care. Thank you.